I think at times tradition is part of the power. Tradition is also part of the problem. And I think when you try to stick to tradition in a way where you're unwilling to change, that's why Prime was always looked at as an outsider. And he's doing the same thing in Power 5 now. He's having the same impact. Colorado had the highest merch sales that they've had ever on the second day after Prime signed.
Yeah.
1,000 kids went to transfer portal, and I promise you, half of them would love to go play at Colorado. So the impact, you can't argue with the impact that the man is having on the game.
On the game,
between NIL and the transfer portal and Prime, the game is changing.
Yeah, I mean, because you would have never heard about a portal until this happened with Dion right now. Like we talked about this on the way here.
Well, isn't it relatively new though? Oh, what did you say?
The
was
portal,
the NIL?
Portal been around for the portal's been around for this is the third year for the portal.
Yeah, it's still relatively
NIL
new.
is like 2 years. It's new, but
I mean, if you're not a sports,
but he's
person,
mastered how to
know
use
that.
it.
Right. I mean,
before as a coach, you got to.
He's an early influencer.
My wife got something to say.
So this is a perfect segue to talk about Colorado, where weed is legal.
Let's talk about weed.
Lord,
So,
I'm getting a drink. Go give me a refill.
Oddly enough, it's like y'all don't, we got, my wife is wearing a lovely FlowerGirl t-shirt.
That's my brand.
Oh,
Shut your mouth. Be quiet. What?
And then Kristi actually is the founder, owner, current operator of
Let her tell it.
the dopest. Say what I'm gonna say.
Well, you making an introduction.
Let me be introduced.
Okay, my bad.
If not the largest, without question, the dopest black cannabis conference in the country. So, it's in New Orleans, our favorite city.
It is.
Yes.
It's New Orleans. It's cannabis. I mean, what's not, and black women, right? What's not to like?
It's culture.
It's culture.
It's not just black women.
It was a launching point for FlowerGirl.
Right, it was.
So we're gonna talk about the conference,
True.
and then we also
Right.
need to talk about FlowerGirl
We can
a
talk
little
about
bit.
FlowerGirl.
True.
Well, y'all just had the conference. I mean, let's talk about that.
How
was
did
it go?
year? What year is this?
Well, so 30 years of charm.
Right,
I mean,
exactly.
this is our third year in person. Our second year in person, third year altogether. Because we initially, when we launched in 2020, we were virtual. So it was great. The first 3 to 5 years of this conference for me has just been about learning the industry and learning how to organize in this space and how to bring people of color, together in the space because, cannabis is definitely one of those industries that is very siloed,
Very
so
niche, yeah.
very, very, very difficult to connect across,
Right.
state lines and network beyond like your, immediate, community. And so putting this conference together was kind of my answer to that. It was like, okay, how do I bring people out of those spaces and bring them together so that, we can share best practices, network,
Right.
uplift each other, that kind of thing. And so, and for that purpose, and that intent, each year is phenomenal. And so, going into 2023, we're just being much more aggressive with our attendee acquisition and things that we're going to be doing to raise awareness. Because one of the things we know about the conference is if people know it exists, they want to be in the building.
Yeah.
So now it's just about, we've gotten our systems down and our processes together. We know we can put together a dope event in a dope city. And so now it's just about, filling the space. So that's what we're going to be focused on for the next 24 months.
Shout
next
out
2
Black
years.
Cannabis Conference.
Thank you. Whoop, whoop, whoop. But, and I'm a segue over to FlowerGirl, but, before this conference was I guess as the concept came together, this was a conversation I was having with your wife. So several years ago.
Yep.
And our friend Kelly, shout out to Kelly. Y'all need to get Kelly on.
We do.
Because
We do.
She'll be good. We will think about that. Kelly's good.
Great personality.
Was this BA or AA?
This was
What is that?
no after Ahmad or before.
Oh, it was before Ahmad. Oh, it was BA.
So life didn't matter.
You know,
It did though, because that's how we got here, and that's why this whole thing is about to make this whole full circle. But so the conference was a concept, and when the concept was conceptualized, it was during a brainstorming session with
sticky notes
Tanisha.
on the wall.
Yeah, and because I knew what I wanted to do, I just didn't know how I wanted to do it, and and that's how we start, like with this whole design thinking process. Yeah. And so my girls were a part of it, and so it's great and exciting to see that now they both are still involved to some extent, but especially with Tanisha actually having a brand for in the space. So I will transfer
let's talk about FlowerGirl.
Share the mic. I'll pass the mic.
I never knew what FlowerGirl officially.
So let me first say,
ironically, we're still figuring that out.
Where you still figuring out what
FlowerGirl is?
No, we're not figuring that out. So I can tell you, FlowerGirl was birthed in Chicago. We were this was after the passing of my oldest son. Mm-hmm. We were in Chicago, and where, of course, it's illegal.
Illinois. Yeah. Shout out to my people in Chicago.
Exactly. So we're in a legal state, and Ahmed was getting ready to go to the dispensary.
Okay.
And he said, I'm getting ready to go, place an order. And, what do you want? And I was like,
I was placing the order for her.
Yeah, okay, whatever. Right. So Ahmed was placing an order for
them.
Whatever.
For
and
them.
So I said, well, I'm really not, I'm really not the edible type. I will partake in edibles, but edibles is really not my thing. I said, I'm more of a flower girl. Uh-huh. And we both kind of paused because, he has that whole marketing mind. Right. And we both kind of paused. And he read my mind. He was like, don't even think about it. He was like, that's too... It's just too... It
There's
has
no way
to be
that's
taken.
available.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's so obvious. Somebody already done that.
Got it.
Uh-huh.
And so
I start Googling, and the only thing that keeps coming up is wedding shit.
Yes.
FlowerGirl.
But that doesn't matter because we got good lawyers. We got really good lawyers.
Right.
Shout out to George Jones Esquire.
And so, I'm sorry, go ahead.
That's go ahead. But I was like, I literally was like, don't think about it. But because as a marketer, like there's times when I'll come up with an idea, first thing I got to do. Mm-hmm. Went, and I told you, I'm like,
yeah, it can't be.
Nothing came up. Mm-hmm. So I go deeper. Mm-hmm. So I called the attorney. Yeah, like, yo, do a trademark search on FlowerGirl. This is kind of, we didn't know at the time what we were thinking about, but it's just like
what particular space we were
right.
Yeah, it started with a name.
That's how you gotta go. Started
with a name.
Right.
And what year was this?
21.
Yeah, let me not long
21?
ago.
Yeah.
21.
So I'm a type of flower girl. Here
I was like, I'm not. I'm a flower girl. I'm not. Yeah.
But then
I can see the connection between you two because she says,
well, it's just, and then we started trying to figure out, I think, what it needed to be, right? And I think I've been involved in cannabis through development of brands like Mez and really kind of watching the industry because it's been a wild west, right? One of my mentors told me 5 years ago, more than that, probably 7, 8 years ago, after I sold my first company, he said your next run is going to come with one of two things. He says it's going to be cannabis or crypto. And it's going to be a little too much information for some people. I was like, I don't know shit about crypto at the time, but I've been smoking weed since I was 14, so it's going to be cannabis.
It's a plan.
But we got into it, and and I've been again watching the industry and also trying to figure out the best way in, because what's interesting, as you talked about, is there's all these realities around just the legalities and state to state, but then there's also the realities around being black in the space.
Yep.
Right. And so I think as we looked at opportunities, one of the things that I've always said is that the ancillary stuff is where there's opportunity to get in, where the cost of entry isn't high, when you can find things that have the ability to live broadly and more universally across state lines and above kind of the regulations. That's an opportunity. And so when we started thinking about it, we thought about, because where the industry is shifting to is branding, right? Whether it's brands within the product space, whether it's brands within the community space, it's all about brands. And so I think the idea was saying, one, how do we do something that's differentiated? In the same way you've built a conference that's focused on the Black community, we talked about women. And so the FlowerGirl, because when we launched the first cannabis brand, I was telling my business partner at the time, I said, look, the future of this industry is the soccer mom who smoked weed in college, who got kids that's stressing her out. She might be sneaking out behind the garage, but she's probably not doing anything because the industry's been stigmatized.
Right.
And so when you can create a community that provides a safe space for women who indulge in the culture however they do, whether they're a flower girl, they smoke, whether they're edibles, whether they got bad arthritis and they use a topical,
or whether they are passing legislation, or you know what I'm saying. So
I mean, but at the end of the day, and that's one of the things I feel like a lot of Black folks understand. It's it's a lifestyle. So cannabis is a lifestyle. So lifestyle brands do very, very well.
Right.
And lifestyle brands also enable you to get into the space without maybe not knowing exactly what might happen once federal legislation happens. I mean, there are a lot of people now who are saying, "Ooh, I don't want to own a dispensary," and a lot of that is just because of the barriers to entry.
Right.
But 10 years from now, either those people's minds will change, or there'll be other people who will be, interested in opening a dispensary. And so the only way at this point, if you're, as you're entering the space, you can really secure your spot and like dig your feet in, is if you had a lifestyle brand where you are, like you're saying, developing the community and you're bringing people in there. And then whether or not you stay ancillary or you go this way, either way it goes, your community will go with you.
Yeah.
So it's always that opportunity.
And that became the business purpose, the business vision and the mission for FlowerGirl, was to really create a community for women who engage in cannabis culture on their terms, and to prevent to, I think, first and foremost, create a safe space for
judgment-free zone.
Information sharing, entertainment, all of those things, and then to build the brand from that community. And so, I mean, that's the vision. But it's like, I just think there's it's an interesting time. I think cannabis is just such a amazing space in terms of just the growth. It's still the wild west, right? I mean, I think the conference is a great idea because the need is going to always be there, to your point, for people to convene. I mean, every conference, because the industry is moving so fast, it's probably going to look different year over year, but the need and the opportunity to convene is there. I feel like I should be smoking right now.
I know, this should have been a sesh. Look at him. He's an edibles guy.
No.
That's how he likes to consume.
Really?
I am an edibles guy as well.
So that's this one.
Yeah, he is definitely a edibles guy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You holding that like you in a club.
I'm a flower girl.
I'm an opportunist.
You know what? Whatever's gonna work, right?
So am I.
I mean, if you're gonna do it on the inside.
What's your, so when you think about what you partake in or what you prefer in terms of what you partake in, are you more on the sativa side? Are you more on the indica side? Are you a hybrid? Do you know?
Yeah, I don't think that deep.
But it's hilarious you say that, because when we were talking about the brand, I was telling my business partner, again, back to women, like women, they don't care about sativa and high. They definitely don't care about strains. It's like, how's it gonna make me feel?
Exactly.
Kind of like how they evaluate men, right?
Right. Right.
How's it gonna make me feel? And I think
the strain determines how it makes you feel.
That's a layer down.
It is okay. So
the average person wants to know it's gonna make me sleepy.
And it was the same thing happened. This was the same thing that happened with tobacco and alcohol early on. It was, everybody was in their heads and scientific about stuff like this mix of this and this will get you that, that outcome. Right. And then it got watered down and dumbed down and brands took over, and then the brands told you how you would feel and which so, and it's going to be the same thing with cannabis. So pretty soon, I mean, two things are true. Their indica and sativa give you two different effects, but eventually nobody's going to really care about whether it's indica and sativa. They're going to just really care about how it makes them feel.
It's getting there now.
I care. So, Tanisha cares.
So, and that's because we are in our heads about it.
Again, I can only think of the fact that I know an indica is going to make me
Be in the
sleeping.
couch.
Exactly. So I'm not an indica individual. So I think about the strain because I know the strain makes me feel a certain way. So
Ask
I'm
a
not.
question.
Yes.
So you're not an indica person.
Here we go. I'm not.
Okay, never mind. I'm not even going.
Thank you. I'm really not.
Well, you know, but some
my
people
preference
are. It depends on what they're doing. You know,
Right.
some people are both. They go back like for example, some people. I am some
When
people.
I need to go to sleep.
It depends.
Right.
You
No,
know,
I get it.
sometimes I want to just be out of there, and
Chill out.
sometimes,
Right.
you know, I want to be also able to function.
Right.
And so hybrids also are, you know, great for that for me. So, going back to what you're saying, my friend, it is really ultimately about
How make you feel?
how
How it
they
makes you feel.
and that's why as a
But-
brand or as a life or you know, any brand, you're supposed to know your consumer better than they know themselves.
It's no different than alcohol,
So,
right?
yep.
When I want to turn up, I'm drinking tequila. When I want to chill, I'm drinking whiskey. When
I want to the club, I'm drinking Ciroc.
yeah, when I want to
Okay.
when I want to
So
have
to
an
me, that's
excuse,
the
when I want to have an excuse to say reckless shit, I drink gin. I mean, we the same
Well,
way.
I mean, but that's still broad. But we think about brands.
yeah,
Like, what brand of tequila are you drinking? Or what brand of whiskey? That's when you start to think about, like, real lifestyles. Because there's somebody who drinks Crown Royal, and there's some places you can go and ask, and they just don't have it because they don't want certain folks patronizing their establishment.
stop the camera.
So,
those are the places I like to go.
No, we not stopping the camera. What? Listen.
So
no.
I have a question.
Uh-huh. For
It's like when you go out and you ask what they have, what their top shelf.
you know what? Okay, what's your question, Mike? Because this is what we're not
what
going to
has
do tonight.
been-
Hey, we can't actually. Those people are a client. I can't say that.
Wait, that's what we not
Cut
gonna
that
do.
out, Elliot.
wait, edit that out.
What has been your highlights of 2022?
It's not New Year's.
Our highlights. I mean, we just
Man,
got
we
married.
did. We
We
did.
had.
That's
No.
the highlight.
Oh
That
my
was
god,
good.
Yeah,
that
we
was
just got married. I mean,
that
it's
was
crazy though,
such
because
a
like,
beautiful-
Wait, he's talking. He's
that was
telling
such
something.
a beautiful time. So as far as like I don't think I really traveled in 20. I think I might have went to New Orleans or something, but I didn't really travel much in 2022.
Mm-hmm.
But I felt like I was on a vacation at you guys' wedding.
The
and
weekend.
let me tell you,
The
what's so crazy is that, you know, you guys sent out a thank you magnet, and it was on the side of the refrigerator like a couple days ago. I was like, who put this here? I put that back on the top of it because it was a highlight for me.
We are glad
That
you
was a-
enjoyed
that was a-
Christy put us on the side of the fridge. At least
It's
that
probably,
new
it was
year.
probably, who, is it at the top?
It was, and you know,
I don't
so
move
now,
magnets.
so now we, you know,
We have a lot of weddings. we have a lot of couples on our refrigerator.
Yeah,
A few.
no, it's only your cousin and them. So,
I said
but
a few.
I put the it's a couple.
Listen to me,
I put-
both of y'all.
I put my son's basketball schedule. That's the magnet.
with the magnet.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
so that was a highlight for me. You guys,
So I think that's probably that was a highlight. That was
Yeah.
a highlight for 22 for us.
I mean, it was definitely. I mean, it was definitely the highlight. I think it's one of those things where it's funny because I was talking to one of my friends, actually Irvin, the guy that did our ceremony,
okay,
um, and we were talking about the holidays, right? And he was like, "Man, you've had quite a year. Why don't y'all just sit still?" I had to think about it. I'm like,
yes, because what we were planning on doing was
Going on a cruise.
we just got back from
"Nah,
Miami.
we need to
for
talk.
our-
Yeah, no, y'all
our
gonna come on a
Basel.
cruise. Y'all would be fun on a cruise.
We just
I've never. I've been on
We've
one
had that
cruise.
I want to go on
as
a
a
Virgin
business.
Cruise. We've already talked about
Virgin,
that.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
we've already
so-
talked about that.
Shout out
We
Virgin
just-
Cruises. We'll come
If
to
you
the
wanna send
episode on the boat. And give y'all free product placement.
Come on, we are there for it. I'm on my bread. Cabana. I want to do the. Where did we say we was going? We wanted to go. What was the route? What was the?
We don't even care.
Bimini,
Yeah.
and it was a whole.
It was like 7 days.
Yeah, I
oh
know.
no.
Okay, so
Oh gosh. I mean, it's not on the boat the whole time. You go
I've
to
been
different
on a
places.
cruise.
And
I promise you, we gonna get
Okay.
left.
I know.
Damn.
See, that's the other part.
that's what I'm saying.
about
He's
it.
talking about, oh no, not 7 days, and he be the main one not
Hey.
wanting to leave. If you got so excited going to
No,
North Houston, you need a cruise.
No, we gonna
You
get.
know what?
We gonna get
I've
left.
been on a cruise.
did you
we-
say North
You need
Houston?
another one.
We gonna get
Yeah.
left. We
Watch
gonna
your
get
mouth.
left in. We gonna get left in Bimini. Is that how you say it?
Bimini
Bimini or Bimini or-
Bimini.
Bimini.
I
I don't know, but it's
That's my
where
rule
Virgin
is I can't
Cruises
visit nowhere I
sail.
can't
You
pronounce.
can pronounce it. See, I was getting ready to say something, and y'all just completely. What were
sorry.
we just talking about, Mike?
You're talking about
Highlights,
cruises.
2022.
And then we talked about. Then we went on to the cruising.
No, I was speaking of highlights. What is your highlight?
Okay, Amanda and I were trying to get on the cruise.
Yeah, well, I don't remember. It was something prior to that, but we'll
No,
come
we were
back to
talking about what we were getting ready to do, what our plans for with the holidays. When I
So
was told
we just got back from Miami for Art Basel. Then we were.
Oh, she said it like, ooh, that's how you say it?
What?
She went there.
You know what, lady?
I'm just saying.
Lady.
You know people Art Basel.
you shouldn't go.
You know it's Art
You shouldn't
Basel.
go. If you say Art Basel,
You heard somebody say Art
If you
Basel.
say Art Basel, you shouldn't go. If you
I'm
can't
just
pronounce
telling you,
it,
there's
if you
people who
can't
live
pronounce
there
it,
in
listen,
Miami who
And
said
they-
Art Basel.
then they shouldn't go. They should stay home that weekend. If you can't say it, don't go. That's all I'm saying. I probably
When will you ever learn if you don't go?
Huh?
When will you ever learn?
See?
See, he's uppity.
On Blue
He
Ivy.
being uppity.
See?
On Blue
Exactly.
Ivy.
He being uppity.
On Blue Ivy's internet.
He being uppity.
So,
Siri, how do you say?
right? So
Right.
we were saying that our plan was we didn't have the kids for Christmas. So we don't have any of the kids for Christmas. We have them all for right after Christmas going through to New Year. Right.
Okay.
So we were like, well, we don't have the kids. What are we going to do? I just got back from Miami now.
Sit down.
And so we were like, you know what we're going to do? We're going to go to Colombia. And then we were like,
Cartagena's amazing.
yeah, this is what we were going to do. Started planning all out. And it was like, you know what? We turn right back around when we get the kids. And the kids want to have a Christmas. They want snow. They want a white Christmas.
So y'all going to Chicago.
So we're actually going to Colorado.
Another city with snow and legal weed.
Exactly. So
The Dion effect.
Right. Now, that was not going to Colorado, to Boulder. Not just Colorado.
Listen,
back to New Jersey.
our first was our first anniversary. No, our first
It was one-
anniversary
well-
with Evie. We went to Colorado.
And he did that because I was just really getting into the industry.
Gotcha.
And he knew that I needed to do a little bit more research and do some stuff. So that was our
Hey,
that was our
right.
anniversary.
Colorado's
I mean,
a
it was
nice
nice.
place.
We had a good
It's
time.
It's funny because I told him, I was like, you know what, when we get
But we went to
Colorado,
Denver.
y'all can just
We're going to
drop
Denver.
me off.
Sure, we're going.
Just drop me off at the dispensary and y'all can come back and pick
Now,
me
well, I
up
will
with-
say you may be hungry.
What do you mean?
Oh, you ain't lying.
Really?
The food in Denver
The
is
food.
horrible.
Oh no!
I've
We
been, but
we got
I was
Airbnb in the
little.
house. As long as they got groceries.
I mean, if you feel like, if that's what you, I don't,
Yeah.
I try not to cook every day.
This one likes to.
So
gonna be a family vacation.
eating out
Yeah.
and stuff like that, like
That's
it was,
good.
that was the only thing. Like I guess breakfast one time was good, but I mean,
No, it
hey,
wasn't.
no, that little restaurant,
How you
one
miss
of,
a breakfast
but just,
anyway?
just
Well, if you plan on cooking every
Just
day,
don't be prepared
I
to.
mean, we got a house. Like I literally hope like 2 hours after we land.
Well, y'all are going with the whole family though,
Right.
it's the kids and stuff. So
Yeah.
y'all gonna cook.
I
Yeah.
hope 2 hours
Okay.
after we land, we get a blizzard and we get stuck inside for 4 days. As
That's
long as
what
the internet
he's-
don't go out.
hoping for.
I was on the grocery. I mean, I just like there's something. I don't know. I love living in Houston and having this weather, but like I literally wish from like December 15th to January 4th every year it would just get cold as fucking snow. You know, and
I
it's
mean,
like
it has before.
Yeah.
never
Go to Dallas.
Here,
snow.
it snowed here before.
Yeah,
Y'all
couple
think
times.
snow here is when you
couple
go
times.
outside and there's a
No.
little frost on the hood of your
Yeah,
car.
yeah.
I mean, before, it has snowed here. Is what I'm saying.
I'm talking about
and
like snow in
too-
Chicago. Like I literally have almost. I like being snowed in for some reason. I've almost tried to fly into the blizzard because I just want to have the ability to be like, you know what?
That's
I can't
it.
leave the house.
Right.
Yeah.
Snowed in.
Well, I've been
Something dope about
stuck
that.
in Neenah, Wisconsin, or the frozen
In
tundra.
where when Wisconsin? What did you call it?
Neenah, Wisconsin.
No.
Just depends on who you with.
Enah or whatever. Anyway, and
What's the population of Neenah?
I
Nina.
don't know.
Nina.
Neenah.
I had a
Maybe
client
Nina.
there.
Nay.
Nene, Wisconsin. I was in Nene, Wisconsin. And I
I've never
said
heard
then,
of
I would never ever
Right.
say I'm cold.
With
No, you
Watching
said that
that.
about Grand Rapids.
No, I said that about Wisconsin. I mean,
I
Neenah.
thought you said Grand Rapids was
Well, I
the
mean,
coldest you ever been.
It's still, no.
what are y'all doing for the
Neenah's
holidays?
different.
No. Okay. So wait. I want to first. He asked about the highlight. What is your highlight?
I lost 50 pounds this year.
That's look. That's right. Congratulations, brother. No, seriously, I've watched your journey. That's dope.
Yeah, you remember? So I don't know if you remember me talking to you. Like I was like picking your brain. You was like, yeah. So I went to LA and I ate bad and I came back and I worked out and I was like, I was all into
It was
it.
so the first time we met. I like to tell first time we met conversations when we get with couples.
I can't wait to hear.
We went to the little nasty New Orleans restaurant across the street from LTN Bowl.
Oh,
What? I don't remember any of this.
It was It was a place.
It was
Right
a nice
across
restaurant.
on Navigation, right
in
across from
Edo.
LTN.
Yeah,
It was in
and
Edo.
it was like, what was the name of it? Arcadia's or something
Arcadia.
like that.
We were in like a little booth.
Yes.
Okay, I remember that.
So first thing is Mike.
I remember now.
I'm going to tell you what my perception was.
Okay.
Mike didn't know how to read me because
Most people don't know
but
how
listen,
to read
but
you.
No,
Most people
but,
do
No,
not.
he don't know how to read me. But
Yeah.
Mike came in. He was literally was like Ahmad Islam. Oh, okay, this nigga's militant. He might have some bean pies in the back seat of the car. He comes in.
Is that
So we
what
sat
you got,
down.
Mike?
So we sat down, and he was. And now I know, like Mike, funny as hell.
Mm-hmm.
But when we sat down, he was super dry. And then
Well, he had to know who he was dealing
and I
with.
kept saying slightly reckless shit, and I don't think it was registering that
Right.
I'm the person that I am. And then about halfway through the meal, you saw
clicked.
that oh shit, he's a nigga light bulb go off over his forehead.
Like George Jefferson.
Yeah, and the whole tenor of the meal changed. We was good after that, but he didn't know what he was walking into.
Right.
Like,
'Cause,
corporate, he
for
got a
some-
Muslim
yeah,
name. He married to Tanisha. Like that shit right there. I'm sure because he knew. He was like, look, this nigga must be brave.
Did he say brave?
Not in a bad way. Babe,
say
but
brave?
let's think about it.
Wow.
How many? It was eye opening for me. Like when people found out we were together and engaged. Like a lot of your friends was just like, "God bless you. You're a good man."
I didn't say that.
Ain't nobody said that. To
I did not
him.
say that.
Ain't, there wasn't a soul that said that. But you know what?
You heard me.
You know what?
That was a joke.
I'm just saying. They just know it takes a special man to tame a Tanisha.
Tanisha or the Tanisha?
Name ending
Your
A.
Tanisha.
Name in. Oh no, mine is special. Name
You know
ending
what?
A under 5'3". It's a problem.
No, but yeah. So that first meeting was like y'all went to the bathroom and somehow it just broke open.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? We had to leave you guys alone.
Yeah.
No, because I was like, how are you alpha and Muslim? And I think that's kind of like broke it open.
I was
You know
like,
what I mean?
oh yeah, nah, I said yeah, nah, bro. It's not. I mean, you want me to eat a piece of bacon to prove you how cool I am?
Wow.
You know what?
Wow. Exactly.
That's a joke, Dad.
But
I'm sorry, I'm
really,
playing.
it took about
I was
it
just
took
waiting. I'ma
that
tell
it
you
took
that.
that 10 minutes, and then I'll tell you another time where I felt like I connected with you when we were in New Orleans, and we were eating gumbo like y'all was about to fly out, and
Yeah.
we had a conversation there, like
Yeah.
a man-to-man conversation.
Over at the table.
Yes,
Yeah, I remember.
Where
before.
was this? We're like so lost.
It was at the conference.
yeah, it was at the conference.
Oh, in the actual.
Y'all ate gumbo in the conference.
Right,
yeah.
right, right.
Yeah.
And it was
Okay.
good too.
Because the gumbo was amazing.
Yeah, they make some
But
good
he
stuff.
also asked me. We talked about blending families.
Right.
And he asked me how that was going and all of that. It was, to your point, it was just a real authentic conversation based on shared experience. And,
Right.
you know, but it's But yeah, it was
That's a great
funny.
way
I was telling T when we left the first time we met. I was like, it took him half the meal to figure out like what I was.
So the funny thing about this podcast is that a lot of my friends and network seem to connect with you. Like they see some of the same things through me about you, and it's funny. Like I said, a friend of mine, hey man, I know you at work, but did you see the next episode? Like, how you? Like I told you about it.
Right.
How you calling me? You know.
Tell a friend to tell a friend.
Yeah, and so you know,
Tune in.
Right.
So one of the things I noticed about this podcast is that you guys, like, I have heard people say, "Ooh, yeah." To your point, he's working with something right now. You know, with the black girl face, as we say.
Facial expressions.
Yeah. They
That's gonna. We need to get a shirt. We need to coin that phrase.
capture
We've been
all
talking
of
about that,
this.
Because
right?
we've been
You know what I
saying
mean?
that.
Like,
Call the attorneys.
some of the people they may only watch 10 minutes. They may only watch 30 minutes, 40 minutes, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But they always feel like they say that I feel like I know them.
Yeah.
I have that's been my
Every woman.
So we are relatable.
You guys are, because at this age, you're in your second marriage at some point,
Right.
and you're in the blended family situation, so that's a lot of people can relate.
Hang
to
in
that.
there, guys.
So,
You're in a blended family. Hang in there.
Let me tell you something.
Don't give up.
Lady.
I know somebody needs to hear this.
So that's some of the things the responses I've been getting about the show is that I feel like I know them, even the guests.
Really?
I have heard that from a few people, honestly.
I love it. I love it.
That people who've never met you guys.
Yay.
That's some good
That's
insight.
nice.
Very good insight.
It is.
So keep doing what you're doing.
That just means that every black man that watches this show has a woman in his life that makes crazy faces when he says wild shit.
That's not what I said, but okay. That's not what I said.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I mean, I think the dynamics are relatable, right?
Yes.
I think
Correct.
True.
Correct.
That's a part of it.
True.
Well, man, this has been great.
It has. It really
We'll
has.
have to.
And so, you know what? We go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, after you, please.
No, I was gonna say.
By all means.
We have to introduce our guests.
All right. 50 minutes in.
Well, I mean, we're gonna go back.
No,
and
I
do an
understand that.
intro.
It was a joke. I got it. Yeah. We've had such a
Hold
great
on,
conversation.
I got one thing to say, and I'm gonna say this to the camera because it's for the people. I've been giving shout outs, throughout this process. Sometimes shout out to my favorite barber, J. Rowe. I've shouted out a lot of people, but I'm actually going to give an official shout out this time. Shout out to FlowerGirl. And if you want a FlowerGirl t-shirt, then you can go subscribe to the podcast at Burnt Biscuits and Cold Eggs on YouTube and
Get you a shirt.
buy you a shirt.
Buy you a shirt.
Just saying, FlowerGirl.
Do you
Our
guys have
Flower Girl.
hoodies?
We do.
We do have hoodies.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And we're actually breaking into the men's market so that because
We're gonna get
Support your flower girl,
We're gonna
guys.
get a hoodie that says "My girl is a flower girl."
that's not what
My
it's
girl,
good.
My girl is a flower girl.
HL. That's
My
not
girl
what
is
it's
a
gonna
flower
Depending
say.
on how you want to spell it. You got GIRL and GUHL. We have trademarked both.
You know what? That is so.
I'm saying, but we need to also look into our other concept that
we've been
make some
talking about.
shirts that we were
Right.
talking about
No,
that we coined. Whenever we get together, it's always like these
Great brainstorming
right?
sessions.
And we
come
always
up
we
with
do great work. We
ideas.
do great
Exactly.
work. So we need to get that other one going.
Yeah.
Too. And then y'all
So-
can talk about that.
I agree.
Coming soon.
Coming very soon.
Coming
Yeah.
very soon. So
But yeah.
this is who are you? What's your name? So how are we introducing
Nah,
ourselves?
you good. I'm,
What's your name?
Like 20 years later.
Who are you?
I forgot who
What
your
is your
husband's
name?
name was.
Right.
That's that
Introduce
Bartesian.
yourself.
The bar.
My name Carisha. Hey, I'm Anna. Hey.
This sweat.
Right. We've been.
That is PWI, baby. That's the black girl magic.
We've entered the
That's the black
Northside
girl.
Houston SWAT portion of our program.
That is so terrible.
That is horrible.
Blame the
Let
bar.
us live.
Blame the bar.
Roll call is. It's for popular now, but it's
It
been
is.
down. That's been a thing.
Shabuya.
Shabuya.
Roll call.
My name is Black.
Yay.
I got your back. If
Yay.
you don't want to hear,
Yay.
smoke some crack. Roll call. Oh, that was terrible.
It was
My
so
roll call is usually better.
That was so
If you
terrible.
don't want to hear it,
Right.
smoke crack.
Crack.
Like, okay.
Okay.
That's
Roll
medical
call. My
advice.
name. You got to say my name is
No,
Michael.
we're not gonna do that.
No.
That's
He's
a
not
whole
gonna
other
do it. He told me
episode. Mike, thank
You're
you
not
for
gonna do
being,
it.
thank you for being the mature adult in the group.
Because I was gonna do it.
Why are you taping me?
Just look at this. Just look. Just look.